I will be calling on Iyanu Faleye to speak to us on the future of payments from card swipes to stable coins.
I'm Iyanu Faleye. Faleye. Um, I think my surname was misspelled on the profile design, but it's okay. I'll be speaking about future of payments, right, from card swipes to stablecoin. And I mean, for us to talk about future of payments, we have to talk about evolution of payments because payments is basically like everything we do. We need value, and we need to pay for the value that we need, right? Can you guys hear me? Okay, is it better now? All right, I don't want to leak the microphone. Okay, yeah, so we need to talk about evolution of payments in order to get to future of payments. And I don't know, how many of us have, I don't know, traded yam for rice before? Okay, obviously, we are young folks, but I don't know if anybody went to boarding school because I did, and I traded bread for rice and beans. I didn't really like the spaghetti they cook in my boarding school, so I traded it for jollof rice and stuff like that. And that is, by barter. But our forefathers, obviously, there was no, currency then, and they did that a lot. But it created problem. And the problem is, a situation where they are like double needs, right? I need rice, you need rice. Like we can't necessarily, exchange that. And that becomes like a big issue. And we left trade by barter to, dealing with cowries. So cowries, I mean, right now, cowries used to be currency, but now they're like fashion accessories. Um, okay, yeah. So yeah, from calories we move to coins. From coins we move to cash. I mean, we still use cash now. We still use coin even for countries with good currency. Right now, I can't remember the last time I saw 5 naira. Not to talk of 10 kobo or 100 kobo or something. Uh, so from cash, banks came into play. We started looking at you own a bank account, you have check for people that have a current account, and that seemed advanced at the time because that means you don't have to like keep cash at home, right? It means you can write a check for somebody and the person will just go to a branch of that bank to get the money. So that improved, the problem of safety or carrying money at home and stuff like that. But of course, another problem too came up from that. I don't know if you guys know when a check should bounce. I mean, I don't have an account that has a check, but I remember my father used to like talk about, oh, check a bounce or something like that. So that's when you probably go to cash in the money late and the money had already left the account. So that's one of the problems that came from using checks, right? Then we move to digital payments, which is what we are currently doing right now. Like you have your OP right before you press send or your money point. Actually, I should say money point. I work at money point. So yeah, you use your money point app and you send to maybe APS terminal and almost immediately you get the money. That has actually signified the growth from trade by barter to to digital payments. Obviously, it's faster now, right? Um, but I think despite like this significant progress that we've made over time, there are still like big problems, right? I don't think you can. Okay, yeah, Money Point. We have like a. I'm not advertising for Money Point now, anyways. But there's an app that you could use to send from UK to Nigeria, right? But you cannot necessarily send from Nigeria to UK. You cannot send from Nigeria to Canada. Like, so there's still friction when it comes to payment. You can't, I don't know, for example, my friend's birthday was on Monday and she's in the UK. I was just thinking, oh, how am I going to send money to her, right? Because I'm here in Nigeria, it's difficult, right? And that's where Web3 comes in, and I was able to send USDT to my friend because of Web3, and I sent it in like seconds. And where am I going with this? The introduction of Web3, which obviously brought about like stable coins, gave us like the leeway to send money to people in any part of the world, as long as they have a wallet address in seconds, and also it's also cheap. Yeah, so very cheap. So another thing that I'm basically talking about pain points now, anyways. High transaction fees. So when you want to send from your bank, maybe you have a DOM account, you want to send from your GTB, you want to send abroad, the fees will kill you, to be honest. It's always very expensive, and it takes days because it's actually based on Swift. And you want to send maybe $2,000, they might charge you $150 or something like that. And it might take 3 days before you get the money, right? There's also chargeback fraud in cards. That's a situation where you make a payment with card and you can claim that, oh, you did not make that payment, and the card scheme, that's MasterCard or Visa in this case, they would refund you the money. So that's a common way that people do fraud with cards, excluding the unbanked. So obviously, people that don't have banks, they don't know how to send money. They cannot send money to China. They cannot send money to Egypt. Cross-border limitation, I've explained that. There's a lot of friction around sending money outside the country. So I know we all know what stable coins are. They are crypto assets that are pegged to fiat currency. Example, USDC and USDT. So what are the pros? Like I said, for example, if you were to send $2,000 to somebody, if you were to use a stable coin, you probably get charged $1 or $2, right? That's low transaction fee, and you can send it to anybody as long as the person has USDT address or USDC address. And there's also transparency, obviously, because it's built on blockchain availability. You can send it anytime. Binance doesn't close by 5 o'clock, right? So you can always send money anytime. So what are the challenges with Web3 stablecoin? Regulatory uncertainties. There was sometime, was it 3 or 4 years ago, when Nigeria banned crypto, and it crippled a lot of people's businesses. So different policies arise based on who is in charge, really, to disrupt the Web3 space. And another thing is adoption, right? I remember when I was young, my uncle wasn't really open to using cards because he thought it was fraudulent, and he would prefer to use check. But now he uses card a lot. So people are not always open to change, right? And that's one thing that we are still struggling with, in Web3. You can't really tell people that, use this. They just find it weird, like, what are you talking about? But and that's the challenges that, like, one of the challenges we are trying to, solve. Let me just skip through. So what's future of payments? I see governments, fintech companies, and Web3 like converging to build like stuff. And you would see a use case of that for is it eNaira? Even though I don't really know much about it, but like you could say like an initiative anyways. Seamless cross-border payments. I think that's happening already. Inclusion at scale. Anybody with a phone can really send money using Web3. And the important one that I can't wait for it to like start happening is the interoperability of normal payment right now and Web3. Where card schemes like MasterCard or Visa card are using Web3 rails. It means instead of depending on Swift, just like I said, you can use your card and you would send money to somebody in a matter of seconds. So yeah, basically, yeah, that's it. So this is me. I'm Iyanu Faleye. In case you have any questions, you could check me out on Twitter, right? Or X. I'm always talking about Manchester United. I think that's stressful than payments these days. So I need to do better. But yeah, thank you guys, and let's enjoy the rest of the talk.